Thanks to an extreme home makeover, this old house is now new again. New Hampshire's official executive residence, better known as Bridges House, has undergone a major renovation. The family of former governor and long-serving U.S. Senator Styles Bridges gave the property to New Hampshire back in 1969. A governor hasn't lived here for decades, but these new improvements could just change that.
It was hopelessly dated in many, many ways.
This was the kitchen before, and here it is after. The cabinets are made of wood donated by a Greenfield company and feature panels carved by a local furniture master.
We have the Wentworth Coolidge Mansion on the far left, the original governor's mansion, the presidential range and the Mount Washington Hotel in the center, St. Gaudens over in Cornish on the right.
This is the porch room before, and here it is now. A mother and daughter design team from the Lakes region decorated the space. The table is set as it may have been back in the 50s when Senator Bridges hosted President Dwight Eisenhower.
And they were all here, that is a fact, in June of 1955, and then the next day they went up to Franconia Notch to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Old Man of the Mountain.
The old post and beam barn that featured a stone fireplace has been torn down to make way for this grand addition.
It's what we needed, I think, to have that formality and get the governor out of the old barn.
So this is the Mount Washington room, and it was named to really represent the North Country.
Former First Lady Dr. Susan Lynch spearheaded the project, which has truly transformed the residence.
After John took office and we found there was this Bridges house, a governor's house, and my kids thought it'd be great to have a sleepover here, and John said, sure, that'd be great. And I said, no, have you seen Bridges house? They're not going to stay there.
At the time, Dr. Lynch says the house was in disrepair, plagued with leaks and problems with rodents and bees.
We got a lot of those problems taken care of, but it still was crying out for help.
So she formed the Friends of Bridges House, a nonprofit organization, and embarked upon an 8-year mission to preserve and restore this gift to New Hampshire.
And the fundraising was no small challenge. First of all, people in New Hampshire didn't really understand what a governor's residence could be used for. People would say to us, why should I donate money for a house for the governor?
The former First Lady saw the house for what it could be, an extension of the corner office, a place to meet with lawmakers away from the State House dome, to host visiting dignitaries and entertain business leaders eyeing New Hampshire as a new base of operations.
It's a great place to have state dinners, which we have never been able to have. Our state dinners were cookouts under a tent here.
It also became her passion project because the house was filled with museum-quality antiques, like this primitive New Hampshire-made Windsor chair that weren't being cared for and weren't being seen by the people of New Hampshire. A heating and cooling system was installed to prevent further damage to the prized contents. This antique chest no longer opens. Humidity warped the drawers.
This piece will have to be fixed. There's several pieces around the house that will have to be fixed, and we're hoping the furniture masters are going to help us with that.
Friends of Bridges House reportedly raised more than $500,000 for the renovations. Grant money was also used for the major upgrades. Local designers turned this house into a show home for the reopening.
I felt the governor's portrait really worked well here as an entrance, as the welcome to his home, and it's what his name is, everywhere. So we really wanted to have that, benevolent face sort of looking down on us.
The majority of the furniture is on loan from the New Hampshire Antiques Co-op in Milford. And the idea is that we will get sponsors to purchase these for permanent donation.
Artists were chosen to create masterpieces to adorn the walls, like this mural, which is the work of a Wolfboro painter.
It's like living history, so you have the Old Man in the Mountain and a little bit of Center Harbor and the mountains in the background, and also the Bridges house.
The Bridges House is now hosting community events like mother-daughter teas and candlelight tours featuring ghost stories from the home.
These towels would reappear after they were put away in the in the basement. They would just reappear.
Dr. Lynch hopes Granite Staters and school children will pay a visit to Bridges House to learn more about our state's history and see the many rare treasures here, like the full set of diplomatic White House china that belonged to Senator Bridges.
At most, somebody might have been given a teacup or a saucer, and that was rare in and of itself. So, you know, we feel very fortunate that we have that.
Thanks to all the work that's been done, Bridges House is now one home sweet home that hopes to be a popular place for state business and the people of the state.
It's not just a house from the past, it's now a house for the future.
No, the old place was lovely in its own way. It just needed some love, needed some attention.
It's definitely gotten that.
It has.